What's up, party people? What is going on? Lots going on in DFW real estate. I'll tell you that right now. There's some optimism in the market, and not everybody knows about it, Courtney. It's like we know something that nobody else knows, and it's been that way for most of the 20 years as a team and 20 plus years as a real estate agent, broker myself. But lately, there's a lot of good things happening in DFW real estate. We don't hear or see almost any other real estate sources, media sources, agents, brokers, whatever, really talking about it. And so we feel like that's a massive spot of opportunity for our clients, our friends, our team, our brokerage, our people. So we may get into that a little bit as we make our way through the show. The fact that there's a lot of good things happening, but nobody's talking about it. So if you want to achieve your goals of buying or selling or even just remodeling or enjoying your home more between now and the end of the year or at any time during 2026, we'd be honored if you would trust us with a conversation. No cost, no obligation. You can actually just call or text 214-310-0008, or you can go online to toddtremonteteam.com. Ian, would you like to tell the folks who has brought us and is bringing us this first segment of our show?
You know, it's always a pleasure when I get to say that it's brought by Patrick Gleros and his whole team with ABC Bank. If you are wanting to get a mortgage, refinance, you have questions, HELOCs, whatever it is, reach out to Patrick. It's what I've done. It is what Todd does. It is what so many of our friends and family does, clients do. Reach out to Patrick, patrickgleros.com, G-L-A-R-O-S, patrickgleros.com, 972-386-1231, NMLS number 308804. And if you forget all of that, just head over to toddtremonteteam.com, click on the radio tab, and you will find all of the recommended pros and vendors.
That's right. That's right. Hey, folks, I don't know if you knew this, but coming up this week, there's a holiday, stirring, brewing, one might say. Courtney, there's a holiday brewing.
My favorite.
Is it?
I love...
When you say favorite, you mean I like it.
I love the camaraderie. I'm not like... I love the evening. It's one of my favorite nights of the year, but I'm not like... I'm not like decorating and, but I just love the time with people.
What night are you talking about?
Halloween.
It's upon us. It is upon us. I don't mind Halloween. We got football this year, so we won't have traditional Halloween.
Because you got a Friday night.
Because we got lights. Friday night lights rolling into opening weekend of deer season for the rifle hunters.
I'll be doing Halloween.
Now, listen.
And it looks like we've got great weather this year.
Oh, it's going to be delightful.
You know the years where you dressed your kid up in something a little extra thick and you're like, please be cool. Please be cool. And it's hot. Not. And they're like flannel shark costume.
Last year it was pretty hot and they were dressed up in like the full blow up inflatable things and they almost
I'm glad you brought that up, Ian, that people do in fact dress up for this holiday. And if you're a live radio listener, boy, do you need to get yourself to the YouTubes this week.
What are you talking about?
Because
I don't know.
Courtney and I have dressed up. Ian's wearing normal
attire.
He's
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ian would wear what he's currently wearing to the office all the time, anytime. I see you right now as an English minion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not only did Ian wear the hat or the beanie cap,
what are you talking about?
He's got the goggles on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a very cute minion.
I know that you don't know what I'm talking about, but what I'm talking about is that you look like a minion. Oh. And it's scary.
It's not intentional.
It's scary. Now, Courtney, on the other hand, looks like, I'm going to go pirate princess. What do you think?
Pirate princess. I know it's weird to dress up for a radio show, but we're just trying to be festive.
But we also have the YouTubes, folks. And if you ever missed the show, you can catch anything you missed on the YouTubes. And you can just go to any of the YouTubes and you can search Todd Tremonte. You can search DFW Real Estate Weekly with Todd Tremonte. We have a few channels. You might find our Homes on Land channel. You might find the Area Videos channel. You might find the Radio Show Podcast channel. You'll find us.
I was just a little chilly in the office, so I grabbed a hat.
Yeah, listen, anytime I'm cold, I go straight with the goggles. You know what I mean?
Same.
Help. I needed some help with my vision today.
Listen, I appreciate
you. You need help with lots of things.
Appreciate you and your bit, but we are going to move on Happy Halloween, folks. Hope you enjoy your time. Courtney, one of the things, because we also coach real estate agents and brokers and team leaders all over North America. One of the things I often tell agents, brokers, and team leaders on Halloween is, hey, if you've got some yard signs out, if you have some homes for sale, by the way, yard sign is like not a really unique, powerful marketing tool, but it is an opportunity to let the world know this home is for sale. There are some things we recommend people often do. Hey, put a little something festive on the yard sign. Hundreds, if not thousands of people are going to be out walking the sidewalks, up and down the, walkway to people's homes. Maybe a flyer, maybe something festive might get you a little attention on the home you're marketing. But really what it does, and I know you love, is it gets a bunch of people out and about, seeing each other's homes, seeing each other, gathering candy, avoiding creepers. I think that touches your heart in a way, does it not?
I mean, immensely. I love my neighbors. I love our hood. And I love seeing kids be kids.
Well, another thing that I think you love, and I don't really know why, is horror stories.
Oh.
I felt like you were looking forward to telling Halloween-themed horror real estate stories.
I like to lean into a bit. I'm more into drama.
You like a theme.
Than I am horror.
I don't like horror movies.
No.
But I think what I'm getting from you is you're like, okay, Halloween, step one, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween is connected to horror as SAT analogy. Halloween is connected to horror as real estate is often connected to horror.
Ooh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Like this.
Not ideal. That's not what we're rooting for.
No, it's not what we're rooting for. It's everything that we're against. It's why we want you to hire us. But unfortunately, these horror stories happen.
When you hire your random college buddy.
Horror.
Or just your nephew who got his real estate license out of a Cracker Jack box last week, and you want to, quote, throw him a bone or do her a favor, you might get yourself a real estate horror story.
Can I give you a little, maybe it's hypothetical, maybe it's not. What would you think would you consider this a horror story? What if the seller of a home on closing day decided that they didn't want to sell the property because they felt like they were being taken advantage of? However, the listing agent was reminded of the seriousness of her client doing that, and that they would be in default of the contract. The other clients, the buyers, they were assured that they were protected by the contract, and they held firm, and the seller was told legal action would be taken if they didn't uphold it. And they ended up taking, none of that was going on, and so they signed, no legal action. Our buyer clients were super grateful.
Yeah, way to jump back out of that hypothetical.
Yep. And the other one, would that be a horror story?
So let me summarize what you just said. It's pretty scary if you have moving trucks scheduled, you've planned to not live in point A, but to now live in point B. And the day before your move, the person who's selling you their house says, oh, sorry.
Day off.
Day up. Sorry, I don't want to sell you my house anymore.
Yeah.
That's
a little scary.
Not ideal, Courtney, is what we call that. Not ideal. Could have been a true horror story if that seller had violated the terms of the contract, refused to move forward. But what happened in this hypothetical situation is the buyer was well represented. Can't say by who, but the buyer was well represented.
Yes.
And their agent
supremely represented
avoided the horror outcome.
Stood firm.
Clarified the situation, the terms.
Said what was going to happen.
And was able to continue to move forward. The buyer was able to move in the following day, close, fund, move in, have their home. Everything's gone well. These things happen every single day. I don't know if you knew that, Courtney. Every single day in DFW real estate, stuff like this happens.
Not on Christmas, though.
Which is why, dude, you don't even want to know some of the Christmas stories I've heard. This is why real estate for so many people is a horror story. They're like, I don't ever want to work with a realtor again. All realtors are idiots. Title companies suck. Mortgage lenders are jerks. This is how people feel because they've had the true real estate horror story happen to them, and it happens way too often.
Would you consider it a horror story, Todd?
Okay.
If, maybe Courtney as well, question to you. If 2 days before closing, there was a freeze, and after said freeze and the thaw happened, pipes had burst. It's downstairs in the laundry room. and there was a couple of inches of water.
Courtney.
All throughout the downstairs.
This one is not a hypothetical.
Of the property.
What would you do?
What did he do?
What
it was
would
his
I
house,
do?
and we were the agents.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Tell them what we did.
You know, I was in a little bit of a panic, and so what ended up happening was it was negotiated with the sellers of the property that they were going to file their insurance. They filed their insurance before we closed on the property. We had some agreements in place that they would replace everything and their insurance would cover everything. We closed as scheduled with said agreements in place. We moved in with some family for a couple of months, and the downstairs got redone with new cabinets and fireplace and some flooring and all that other stuff.
For the real estate version of that story, that was the best case scenario. Yeah. No one could make it go away. Pipes burst, damage was done.
There was some trust in there. We absolutely had to trust them.
And there was some contractual obligating that had to happen. And there's the ability to actually transfer an insurance claim. So if I file a claim, I can transfer it, or the insurance company now is obligated to pay the benefits to you. But what ended up happening was the best possible scenario, which was still not perfect because they had to live with family for a while. Not that family's bad, but like didn't get to move into the home that they had just bought. But they bought the home and they ended up with a lot of brand new stuff, which was a helpful trade-off. So instead of buying a house that was in very good shape but not brand new, they had to compromise, live elsewhere, but somebody else paid for new flooring, new cabinets, some paint, some wall stuff. So the answer is what would have been a horror story turned into a still big inconvenience, but a really positive outcome as well.
You know something that's really important to take away from that story? Good insurance.
Yeah.
Good insurance. And if you have not reached out to DP Lambert recently about your home insurance or your auto insurance or both, reach out to DP today. Head over to dp.lambert, Lambert at goosehead.com. That's an email, dp.lambert at goosehead.com. Call them at 214-614-8595 or head over to, as I said before, toddtramoniteam.com. And you can find DP's info, Patrick's info, Republic Title's info, Trinity Home Advisors info, all of our recommended closing.
Well done. I like what you did there. See what he did, Courtney? I don't know if you caught it. He took real estate horror story, Halloween theme. Then he went insurance horror story. Then he went insurance recommendation. And then he landed the plane with multiple vendor introduction.
Not my first rodeo.
The transitions were
Todd.
impeccable.
Not my first rodeo.
Well played, sir. Well played. Okay. In the theme of Halloween, Courtney.
It's a rhyme.
I would like.
I
was good that time. Nope, she had nothing. She just.
Was I supposed to have a rhyme?
Well, we were rhyming. He was rhyming, and then I rhymed. And
it was dad jokes.
And then after that, it was
plenty.
Crickets.
Yeah, I'm not tracking.
Clearly, okay. In the theme of Halloween, when we're rhyming,
right on the scene.
No, okay.
You don't get it. You don't get it.
Here's the deal. I would like to introduce you to, in theory, the scariest document in the entire process of purchasing a home. What do you think that is?
Oh, the inspection report.
That is correct. That is correct.
Terrifying.
The scariest
it's less
document.
fun when she gets it right.
It literally looks like
I'm proud of her,
a horror report.
For almost every buyer on almost every house, that is true. The inspection report, one that a real estate agent or an inspector would be like, oh, this is a good looking report, is still absolutely terror inducing for the average buyer. Most of them are 20, 30, 40 pages of things that are, in the eyes of the buyer, wrong with the house. In the eyes of people that do this all the time, we would say, oh, that's just a list of things that are not perfect about that house. That's very different. Are not perfect and are wrong are different. Because once something is no longer brand new, oftentimes even when it is brand new, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
If you said, here's a 20-page report on your truck, I would be like, oh, gross. But it's doing everything I needed to do every single day right now. Right? If you get a report on me, I'm like, ooh, bum shoulder, receding hairline. I don't want the report. Take it back. Take it back. I don't want it. But generally speaking, I'm doing fine.
It's a good way to put it.
That's what happens. So it is the scariest document in the process. So you think horror, you think scary. For a buyer, that's inspection report. Also, by the way, for a seller, you have a buyer who just got a 30-page report about your house and you don't even know what's on it yet. We have a strategy, by the way, here at the Todd Tremonti Home Selling Team, how to alleviate that problem for our sellers and how to understand it better as a buyer. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home between Halloween and the end of the year, let us know. We'd be happy to walk you through that process, walk you through our 7-step proprietary process to help you sell your home over the average price and under the average time with little to no drama and stress, or buy a home by the end of the year or soon with at least $5,000 of savings and navigate the scary stuff like the inspection report. Give us a call, 214-310-0008. Call or text 214-310-0008, or visit us online at toddtremontiteam.com. Follow us, Phils. Just Google Todd Tremonti. Spell it as best you can. Now, that's the scariest document, Courtney. What have been some of the scariest things when you were buying a home?
I think we should each give one.
Okay, I'm down with it. Let me think real quick while y'all.
Okay, let's think about what it is.
I got it.
So many options that it could be.
2 houses back,
yeah,
we bought what was advertised as a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home. Now, we were going to remodel it and all that stuff, but in reality, it was a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot house. The so-called converted garage on this thing was a complete and utter disaster. So you think Scary is trying to convince my wife we should buy this total dump of a house and redo it, and it's going to be our dream. And then I should know, right? Like, I'm a broker. I've been doing this for a long time. I should know. You can't know everything. So we go into this garage. This is the second scariest thing about that. I'll tell you the first scariest, but this is one house. Second scariest, the walls don't even go all the way to the ceilings. They're leaning. They can't hold a load. And I knew this after seeing it, but after the inspection and after finding out more about it, I'm like, okay, this is not a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. This is not 2,000 square feet. This is 1,600. And it's a dump. The scariest thing, though, Courtney, was when we laid our heads down to sleep the very first night living in this home. I should not confess this openly on radio, but I am. We laid our heads down. We're pretty proud of ourselves because now we've done the whole remodel. Our family's there. We're on acreage. We're really excited. I roll over to kind of say something celebratory, and we hear a train. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, what have I done? Oh my gosh. I knew there was a train. I thought it was far enough away that this wasn't going to happen. We now live near a train. Yeah. We now live near a train whistle. Now, thank God I had done some research, but still, within 60 days, this train switched to a slow schedule. We've never heard it again. But that was a terrifying moment.
It's funny. I've had the thought of, like, you don't know where you are under airplane paths. Yeah. And like, I get the airplanes every day, and I know I'm like right under the private path. Yeah. And so I just think that it's those little quirky things that you just don't know. Getting to know your house is a wild.
That was my one that I was just going to say, like, the scariest thing for me about buying a home was all the unknowns.
Yep. The
things that you don't know. You can plan, you can, get your inspections, you can do your research, you can look at this and that and whatever on the internet. There's always going to be stuff you don't know.
Yeah, there's always stuff. If you have a terrible real estate agent, there's way too much stuff.
More stuff.
If you've done it before, you have a great agent, great lender, great inspector, great surveyor, people that are involved, it can be a lot less scary. There's always the unknown. So you want to minimize that as much as you can. If you're thinking about buying anytime soon and you want to minimize all the scary, give us a call, 214-310-0008, or text 214-310-0008.
I'm going to give one bonus.
Oh, Courtney hasn't gone yet.
No, I did. Like being under the flight, like just getting to know your home, was just the flight patterns.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So a bonus one. So we moved from an apartment to a home. Okay. And then we didn't realize how much more things we were going to have to buy to fill said home after being in an apartment. And so the second move, when we went from a home to a slightly bigger home, there was the fear of, well, now what are we going to have to buy?
Yep.
And that was a little bit of a gut-wrenching feel.
I'll tell you what after the inspection report, what universally I think is the scariest moment. And everyone doesn't experience this because a lot of people don't pay as much attention. But when someone's buying a home with a mortgage and they see the total amount that they will pay over the life of that loan, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then if you're paying cash, just making that wire transfer or bringing that check is like
killer.
Gulp.
You go from being
worth
rich.
It's worth it. Homeownership is worth it.
So what are the 3 scariest things about selling a home?
Okay. You guys know? You know yours?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me about selling was like, what is the inspection report going to show that I don't know about? Which we already talked about the inspection
Seller
report.
side of the inspection.
Seller side of the inspection report. But then also before that, it was like, okay, but what's my home actually going to be worth?
Yeah. To me, I know I'm not going to be falsely modest here. I know what I'm doing when I value property. But you just never know. Is something going to happen in the economy, in the world, at your neighbor's house, in the city?
Right.
That's way out of your control. And
what
that's
are we saying? Your home
scary.
is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah. But
So it can be worth X, but if in a certain market or certain situation, whatever, it's worth X minus something because of whatever's going on.
because rates just went way up or the stock market just tanked or whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Courtney.
Timing, something happening right before, to your point earlier, just the transfer, that option period where, are the pipes going to burst? Is the AC go out before? Like, it's not even the inspection report as much as like,
You remember the tornado?
don't crap out on me.
Remember the tornado in
Yes.
14, 15? The big one that came through Rowlett.
It was after I'd started here, so it was maybe 16.
Okay, right around then, we had a bunch of people whose house was on the market. Not many, but a couple of them got damaged. That's pretty scary. I will say this.
I'm thinking of the Dallas one. Rowlett was before that.
Yeah, I'm one of the scariest things when you're selling is also the unknown. So again, I'm just going to say you cannot completely control that, but you can control the vast majority of it if you have a great team around you. Real estate agent, lender, pre-inspection, staging, photography, all that stuff. And if you are thinking about selling your home, certainly between now and the end of the year or anytime in 2026, give us a call. We can take away a lot, if not most, maybe all of that fear. 214-310-0008. Call or text 214-310-0008. We still guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. And we still guarantee to save you at least $5,000 during the purchase process of buying a home.
All right, real quick. 3 scariest things about owning a home. Owning a home. Here's mine.
Go.
The fact that you own a home.
I don't.
And that you have to repair things.
It's never
Living
ending.
in an apartment while you're not gaining any equity, if something breaks, you make a phone call and it gets fixed. Now, when you own a house, you still make a phone call and it gets fixed, but you have to pay for it. That's a little bit scary.
Yep. Yeah, lots of upsides, but that's not the best part. I think the scariest part, probably for me and other people, is the lack of control as it relates to taxes. I want my home to be worth more because I want an asset that's valuable, but I don't want it to be worth more because I don't want to be taxed on it. And I am in control of, did I pay off my mortgage or how much did I borrow or what rate did I agree to? But I'm not in control of, the county says it's worth more. Now I have to pay more taxes. So I'm not fully owning it. And then there's all these propositions where it feels like the right thing to do to make sure schools and hospitals have all this stuff, but really people are voting to raise their taxes. So regardless of how you feel about that, I'm not in control of what it costs to live in my home. And I do not like that. That's a little scary.
I think it's a wild structure to maintain, and it's just endless. I mean, you're just on a constant cycle of
And I'm
care,
still going to say
love and care, and it's worth it.
Totally worth it. If we can help you buy, sell, invest, or just enjoy the home you're in, whether you own it or rent it, we believe God's given us gifts, an ability, and a desire to add value in your life. Reach out to us, 214-310-0008. Call or text 214-310-0008 or
DutchRemindingTeam.com.
What's up, party people? What is up? Welcome back. By the way, Halloween this week. I don't know if you noticed. We're talking about all the scariest real estate scenarios, scariest things about buying, selling, scariest documents, scary situations with truly terrible real estate agents. And later on the show, we're going to be talking about awesome aspects of Lewisville and my personal favorite thing about Lewisville we'll get to in a minute. But before that, Ian, you know what else is scary?
What's that?
Being irresponsible when it comes to home ownership. And Courtney, do you know what one of the most irresponsible things I see people do who own homes is? Do you know
They don't take care of it.
They have no clue what it's worth.
I was way off.
If only we could alleviate that for them, Courtney, in under a minute. But wait, we can. We can. If you just go to toddtremonteteam.com, you can click the home value tab, and in like 44 seconds, under a minute, you can know what your house would sell for based on current market conditions, recent sales, property valuations, tax valuations, and all of it. If you go to toddtremonteteam.com, click the home value tab, you'll know what your home is worth in under a minute. You can request a cash offer if you want. You can track your home's equity month by month for free. We'll just send you an email once a month, or you can say no thank you, or you can say you want that more frequently. But if you'll go to toddtremonteteam.com, click the home value tab, you can find out what your home would sell for or rent for, what it's worth right now in under 1 minute. That's toddtremonteteam.com.
Who should they talk to if they have questions about a mortgage, Todd?
Well, that's an easy one. PatrickGlaros.com is where I would go.
Just throw up a softball and
he's who I've been calling, texting, and visiting his website for over 20 years. Literally the only mortgage lender I have ever personally used for a home. He's that good. His team is that good. They are the best in the business at educating you through the process so you know what you're doing. You know why your rate is what your rate is. You know why your payment is what your payment is. And you can make some choices about, do I want to keep more of my cash? Do I want to put more down? Do I want the lowest possible rate? Or maybe I'm better off without the lowest possible rate. Why is that my cash to close? How many options do I really have? Patrick Glaros and his team are the best I know, the best I've known for 20 years. To walk you through the process, educate you, maximize your options, and help you use your mortgage as part of your overall wealth building process. Go to patrickglaros.com. That's GLAROS, patrickglaros.com.
I put together a little favorite top 5 scary thriller type movies for you because I know we do it at Christmas.
Listen, I can't wait. Now. In 3, 2, and...
So I have 4 that are on the outside. So these didn't make the top 5. These are just my favorites, okay? Just off the top of my head.
So it's not a top 5 list.
Just off the top of my head. You can tell me if you like them or not, though.
Okay.
We have A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do not like
Didn't quite make it. Scary Movie. Pretty classic.
Don't like it.
Halloween, the original.
Definitely do not like it. I don't
Chucky.
know if that one's terrifying, and we talked about it off the air. That traumatized my entire youth. I had a My Buddy doll, and that Chucky movie was bananas nuts, the worst, straight from the devil, horrible, terrible, ruined my sleep for years.
My top 5, Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I don't put that in the horror category.
No, it's not horror thriller type thing,
okay,
but it's got some scary in it.
I appreciate that.
You probably haven't seen this one. Smile.
No, thank you.
Final Destination.
Terrible movie.
Oh, such a fun little movie.
So poorly written and done.
Candyman.
I haven't seen it, but I know that was another generational terror show.
My favorite one,
people.
The Shining.
Okay. I don't like horror, Courtney. I don't know if you picked up on that. But if people
receive any of it.
Sorry, hit it again.
I don't receive any of it.
If someone said to me, "Hey Todd, would you like to go to a movie?" I would almost always say, "I love movies." If they said, "Hey Todd, would you like to go for 90 to 120 minutes, sit on the edge of your seat with the bulk of your core muscles flexed in anticipation of someone trying to trick you, humiliate you, or truly ruin your day?" I would say, no, I don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't want to spend $20 on that. I'm not saying I'm scared. I'm not trying to act not scared either. I'm saying,
well, you can't help it.
That's not joyful to me. That's not enjoyable. I'm like kind of sweating. My guard's up. I'm like, you're not going to trick me. I'm just tense. I don't enjoy it.
I don't like I don't want to be scared in my home.
Now, here's what Ian thinks. Ian thinks we're like weak and we can't handle it. I just don't think it's cool.
I haven't said that at all.
I don't think it's fun.
I feel that from you.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to be afraid.
I haven't said any of that. I think that's fine. It's not for everybody. I'm the only one in our house.
Do you like these?
Likes it. Yeah.
Oh.
Fear is a part of it, but it's not so much like I know nothing's going to happen to me. I'm an adult.
It's fine. I don't like watching World War movies. Like, I don't know. They don't interest me.
Great. But it's me sitting there just being like on guard, trying not to be I'm like, okay, camera's on a mirror. Here it comes. Oh, the music changed. You're not going to get me. The music changed. Why is the perspective from the other side? Oh, someone's about to die. I'm not.
That's why movies are so great, though. It's like there's
something for everyone.
Yeah, there's things for everybody.
Now,
it's what makes it so wonderful.
Can we all agree, though? What's the company that did the ads with the horror movies, just exposing the dumbest parts of the horror movies? You know what I mean? There's like chainsaws hanging in the barn.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, run that way. No, let's hide in there.
It was an insurance company, I think.
It was. And they were great. It was all the dumbest things people do in horror movies.
We can run towards the beach, or we can run towards the shed that has chainsaws.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would we go that way?
Yeah.
So good.
That's great.
I don't remember what company it is, but okay. All right.
Not one that sponsors us. That's what
right.
I know.
Take that. Sponsorship available at any time. Just let us know. Okay. Speaking of sponsorship, Trinity Home Advisors will make the process of owning your home a lot less scary. It is scary to just not be a master of everything in your house. We talked about that 10 times in the first half of the show when it was like, scariest thing about buying, scariest thing about selling, scariest thing about owning. Pretty much everything was the unknown. Like, I don't know all the inner workings of my AC unit, dishwasher, lighting, and electrical. I mean, I know a lot as a broker, but I don't know everything. And a lot of people know a lot less. Trinity Home Advisors Home Warranties kind of has you covered when it comes to what do I need to do to be properly maintaining everything? And then if something goes wrong, will you just handle it? Go to trinityhomeadvisors.com and they will. They have home warranty programs, different prices, different size homes, different level of care. Go check it out. Go check it out at trinityhomeadvisors.com.
I have a question for you, and it's because we're entering the time of the year where people love to decorate the outside of the house.
It's true.
There's a lot of Halloween decorations out there. Some people do Thanksgiving. A lot of people do Christmas. Okay, Hanukkah, another one. A lot of people do Hanukkah too.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, if you're thinking about selling your home, is it wise to go ahead and decorate the outside? Because you may have like kiddos or whatever, or you might just like doing it. So you don't want to miss out on doing that. But is that going to affect what you might
I'm going to give you two versions of the answer. The short radio version is it's fine. It's totally fine to decorate your home as long as it's tasteful. I'm not going to say minimalistic, but it's not like wildly over the top. Now you can be heavy Christmas,
unicorns.
heavy Christmas or heavy Halloween. But if you're extreme, terrifying Halloween, or if you're like weirdly themed Christmas, that's not going to go well for you. But if you have tasteful, traditional, even if they're somewhat faith-based, as long as they are not shocking, highly distracting, you're probably going to be fine. Now, I would say if you're normally like a 10 out of 10, let's bring it down to a 7 out of 10 this year so that we're appealing to the widest, group of people. I'll say this. Statistically, data shows homes still sell when they're decorated. If they're over decorated, it's going to cost you, not necessarily on price, probably more on time. And if you're decorating in, whether you like it or not, outside of the mainstream, that tends to cost you.
So for us, we put up multiple Minion Christmas themes.
Feels right. If you're on YouTube with us right now, that lines up. Ian is
9-foot
wearing
unicorn, rainbow
goggles.
Unicorns that blow up. We've got Mickey and Minnie's. We've got multiple things that blow up.
So let me say it this way.
We consider them classy and tasteful.
I know you do.
Most people.
The Mickey and Minnie are probably your safest play there. Santa Claus might even be safer.
Okay.
The unicorn's probably fine, but less appealing to less people.
Okay.
The Minions, it's fine. The reality is, keep it in the fairway. You want to blend in for the most people. Most people are like, oh, cool, Christmas decor. Even if they don't celebrate Christmas, most people are like, oh, that's neat and charming and positive. If they cannot get from the driveway to your front door because there's too many things and too much distraction and too much light and too much noise and too many songs, that's too much. It's hard to give you an exact answer. I'm just going to say, keep it in the fairway. You want to appeal to the most people. You don't want to be wildly distracting, but data, research, and our experience shows some tasteful holiday decorating does not get in the way of anything, and most people find it as a positive. That's true for Halloween tastefully done, Christmas tastefully done, and even inside the home, fall decorations, Valentine, just even more subtle things like that. It's okay to live your life in your home. If your lifestyle is more unique and not as common, be careful with that. If you do one holiday uniquely and different than the mainstream, be a little careful with that. But you don't have to stop living in your home to sell it.
I sent pictures to our team this week of one of the houses in our neighborhood, which I just adore and love. and they're like, it's a bunch of skeletons, but they're not scary skeletons.
They're doing comical,
they're doing funny
things.
things like yoga or walking the dog or using the bathroom. And it's very funny, and things like that just make me laugh.
Yeah, I think if you can make people laugh, if you're not making some statement and things like that, you're going to be in pretty good shape. We have a former team member who's wonderful, but their front yard is like on TV every year for like terrifying, intense Halloween. People who might want to bring their kids to buy that house, that's not a good idea. If the kids are crying and terrified, they're not likely to buy your house. I think that one's a little more obvious than others.
Last thing I'll say on that is, because we saw this 2 years ago, we went trick-or-treating, and this was just cool. Somebody had 3D printed R2-D2, and it was a fully working R2-D2. Now, it was 3D printed, and it was proper size. It was incredible.
So here's a perfect example of that. That's pretty mainstream. I'm not a Star Wars person really at all, but I would look at that and be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, same.
If that's what people are going to do with your stuff, you're in good shape.
I think he said it took 2 years to put together.
If anyone's going to say, what is that? Or like, oh, weird or gross, don't do that.
I'll show you a video. It's pretty cool.
Like people who have pet snakes never ask, should I have a pet snake out during showings? But you always have to tell them, hey, that's not mainstream. That terrifies a lot of people. So we need to move that somewhere else during showings. That would be the parallel I would make. Now, before, Courtney, we teased that we were soon on this here radio show going to talk about Lewisville, Texas. What makes Lewisville great? Is Lewisville a place people like to live? Tell me more about Lewisville. So when I say Lewisville, Courtney, what comes to mind?
The lake.
Okay. What about it?
I mean, well, I just know about Lake Lewisville. And then other than that, I just think, just a vibrant suburb. I'm excited to hear from you today. I don't know much.
Me today. Ian, what comes to mind when I say Lewisville?
Yeah, I know there's a couple of we actually go over there. There's a couple of card shops over there that our kids like to go to.
Yeah, collectible cards, sports cards, kind of things.
I've actually been to, there's a little mini beach out there that we've been to once. So the lake is obviously something we think of. I know there's a couple of like unique, quirky soda places out there as well. Yep. So there's just like a couple of like little unique places that people like to go to. I think
Courtney said it pretty well. Lewisville is generally known of as like a great suburb. You know, it's not the most outlandish, doing anything, bizarre or weird. It's very well thought of. You're talking about 125,000-ish people. So it's not that small of it. When you say suburb, it's not a tiny suburb. And a lot of places, 125,000 people is a big town, a good sized city. Because it's DFW, Lewisville is one of many, many, many suburbs of similar sizes. But you're talking about 125,000 people. Lewisville ISD, well regarded. You've got the lake. Obviously, one of the things that the city is well known for is Lewisville Lake. It's a pretty big lake, 29,000 acres. So you're talking about a big landmass that has for a long time now been a very desirable destination lake for boating, for water sports, for waterfront living. There's some beautiful master plan communities. I think my favorite thing in Lewisville is that lake park with the beach. It's like literally a sandy beach. You might think you're in the ocean. It's got some small waves. You would know you're not at like the big ocean, but it's got sand. It's got water, fresh water, obviously, and it's really well done. The city has put together volleyball courts, some play areas, a little city-run restaurant, snack bar, bathrooms, areas to shower off, wash off, clean off. You can reserve an area. People do birthday parties, kind of retirement party type stuff. There's a kind of I don't know what the right word for it is. I was just say walkway, but more like a boardwalk. When I've been there, there's people skateboarding, roller skating. There's music playing on city-run like radio station. It's like scheduled music with announcements, sponsorship, updates about city events, like updates on safety and parking. Again, they're promoting the little city-run restaurant where you can go use the restroom, where you can get water. There's a bunch of volleyball courts, a bunch of recreational area stuff, picnic tables. It's really well done. Parking is excellent. I think it used to be free, and now maybe it's like $5, and then that gets you in everything at no additional cost. That's really well done. I think it's called Lake Park, but it's at Lewisville Lake, right near 35 as it shoots up and crosses over the lake.
They're doing a really fun thing on Friday on Saturday the 1st.
Yep.
It's called Adopt a Ween. Adopt a pet.
Adopt a ween. Yeah. Oh, I get it now. I was thinking like a wiener dog or something.
No.
I don't get it.
It's adopting pets.
Halloween. Adopting
pets.
Halloween. Halloween.
Yeah.
I literally thought wiener dog.
That's what I was
like,
adopt a ween.
Ducks. Okay.
It's cool.
They're also doing Little Monsters on Main today.
That's tonight.
Right now, tonight. Is it tonight?
It's this evening.
I didn't know what time. Tonight, there's a movie on the plaza, hay rides, kind of a fall festival Halloween themed deal. So go check that out. That's in Old Town. Old Town is a really cool part of Lewisville. I don't know where the card shops are, Ian, but this is kind of a charming throwback Old Town, restaurants, some shopping. It's walkable, which is why that's where they do, events like this. So that's a cool part of Lewisville. There's pretty good, if you think suburbs like, shopping center, retail, there's quite a bit going on in Lewisville in that regard. Lewisville's been around for a while. When you think of Dallas suburbs, some of them feel newer, but they've been there for a while. So, Lewisville has been around, incorporated in 1925. So you're 100 years this year. It was a rail stop, a lot like Richardson and a lot of the other communities in DFW that grew because there was a train stop there. And so businesses grew, residential grew, industrial stuff has grown there. I mean, if you're thinking about making a move to Lewisville or, investigating Lewisville to move a business or start a business or things, you're 10 minutes from DFW airport. Like you're straight north of the airport. That's an incredible opportunity location-wise. Lewisville Lake, by the way, we just talked about Lake Park, but it's a big lake for boating, recreational boating, fishing, lakefront living. There is a little bit of commercial lakefront business stuff over there. There's a big marina. You can rent boats. There's a lot going on in that regard. Old Town, we talked about. They do some festivals, things like that from a city perspective, parks and recreation. It's been really, I would say, steadily growing for at least the last 30 years. Real estate in Lewisville is fairly approachable. Obviously, nothing around here is as affordable as it once was. But real estate in Lewisville, you can find starter properties in Lewisville in the 300s. 350 and up is really where you're going to start seeing some options. And then there are really nice homes in parts of Lewisville, $1 million and beyond for sure. It's interesting that Lewisville is uniquely young in the North DFW suburbs. Their median age is under 35 years old. That's unique. A lot of that is that it is an relatively affordable place to have that first or second home. You can get a pretty good size home in a school district that's well thought of, in a community with good recreation, parks, hike and bike, walking, the lake, city-run festivals and recreational stuff. There's a lot going on. Lewisville has a lot going on as far as young individuals, young families living there. And then a lot of people just never leave. It's a community that people stay for a long time, not real transient, not a lot of coming and going necessarily. But there's that historic Old Town, and then there's a lot of modern new development as well. And then there's everything in between. Fairly diverse as far as price point, property type, demographic, all that good stuff. So, Courtney, I think you were kind of struggling to say, like, this is what it's known for. But for a community where you want to move or your family, a lot of times that's a great thing. It's like, it's got a lot of good things going for it, tends to be safe, tends to be well-liked, tends to have good schools, good recreation, good shopping, 10 minutes from the airport, 10 to 15 minutes from entertainment venues, restaurants everywhere, hotels, sporting events, concert venues, super close to Frisco, Plano, all the growth up there, very close to the airport, pretty easy access to get west to Fort Worth, to get south to Arlington, all the sporting venues and things there. Lot going for you, Lewisville. If you want to check out Lewisville, thinking about making a move there or from there or a business, let us know. ToddTremontiTeam.com. That's what we do. Happy to help you make a move there or from there.
Can I say one thing and make an apology?
Yeah.
Please.
I'm sorry to my mom. We forgot to mention it was her birthday earlier this month. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I appreciate you. That's on me.
I thought we did mention it.
I thought,
No, I
when
don't
is her
think-
birthday?
It was on the 9th.
We did. Remember we said happy birthday.
Hi Ian, it's Mum.
And we said
did it to David.
we said
did-
Hi,
happy
Ian,
birthday.
It's Mum. Hi, Ian,
Happy birthday.
It's Mum.
Maybe I'm blanking.
Hi, Ian,
Happy birthday.
It's Mum.
Happy
We did it
birthday,
like
Mom.
5 times.
Well,
And then we did
Happy birthday to you.
to your nephews as well. One of them.
Oski.
gosh, I wish we said happy birthday to all my family members the way we
Yeah.
take care of yours.
We
You
don't.
could.
It's just
You are the
because
producer of the show.
Oh, well.
it's just
I'll
because
insert it.
they sound awesome.
That's
not the
true.
only reason. We also love Ian's mom.
Yeah, your family don't sound
She's as
awesome.
sweet as can
Oh,
be.
My family
believe me,
sound
Barb sounds awesome.
Barb's a whole
Todd said
entity.
it.
Barb
He
is a
said it.
whole entity.
She's a Cajun.
Shout out to Barb. Okay. If you are thinking about buying or
She
selling a
raging.
home, you need to let us know.
For sure.
You cannot start this conversation too early. But sadly, many people start it way too late. If you're thinking about making a move or you'd love to make a move before the end of this year, the calendar year, the end of the school semester, the end of the tax year, call us right now. 214-310-0008. That's 214-310-0008. We'll talk about whether it's achievable for you to get this done before the end of the year. If it is, we'll put together a plan and we'll take action on that right away. You still could sell your home over the average price and under the average time this year. You could still buy a home. Actually, as a matter of fact, you could buy a home about as well right now as you've been able to in the last 3 years, and probably way better than you will be able to after February. 214-310-0008. And finally, if you are thinking about buying or selling a home with some acreage, half an acre, 1, 2, 3, 4 acres, something like that, you need to call us right now. The game is changing a bit. Values are changing. This is one of the 2 things we specialize in primarily: desirable neighborhood homes and homes on land or small acreage homes. If you have a plan to buy or sell a home with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acres, a big lot, a big backyard, between now and the end of the year or between now and the end of next year, call us right away. We'll just have a conversation, set up a call, set up a Zoom, get you a free strategy session in person if that's appropriate. And we'll get the ball rolling on you achieving your dream or selling your dream to someone else so they can achieve their dream of living on some land. 214-310-0008. If you don't know what your home is worth, you can find out in under a minute at ToddTremontiTeam.com.
Happy Halloween.